Bhutan's forex reserves are being depleted by increasing Chinese imports. Bhutan is worried about its growing reliance on China for its import requirements as the country struggles to maintain sufficient foreign currency reserves. Bhutan must be integrated into Indian imports with Indian assistance to stop Chinese efforts to enslave people. According to information published by the Royal Monetary Authority of Bhutan in July 2022, the nation's foreign exchange reserves decreased from $1.46 billion in April 2021 to $970 million at the end of December 2021, while its external debt rose to $3.2 billion. Despite having enough foreign reserves to cover imports of necessities for 14 months as opposed to the 12 months required by the law, the reduction has prompted the Bhutanese government to take some remedial action. ET has learned. Bhutan must be included in the Indian trade network, and India must take action to implement the UPI Payment Mechanism. Additionally, protect Bhutan by assisting it in defending its border from Chinese incursion. According to a statement from the Bhutanese Ministry of Finance, only utility cars under $20,000 would be permitted for import, while those used for tourism would be exempt. After 6 months, the government will revisit the moratorium depending on the state of its foreign currency reserves. Bhutan's economy continues to be centered on hydropower and tourism, two industries that bring in money from abroad. The nation is currently experiencing economic difficulties. Nevertheless, due to the COVID issue, the tourism industry has been severely impacted during the past 2 years. One of the significant sources of revenue for Bhutan is the sector, which employs more than 50,000 people out of the country's 800,000 overall population. However, an expanding trade deficit brought on by higher import prices has been the more immediate cause of the considerable fall. As China has been a significant supplier of products to the nation over the past few years, Bhutan's foreign exchange reserves have been steadily depleted. Total imports from China in 2021 were estimated to be approximately $100 million, exceeding the sum for the preceding 4 years, 2017 to 2020. The rising trend has persisted in 2022, with imports from China totaling almost $130 million in the first 2 quarters. Due to its long-standing close economic relations with its other prominent neighbor, India, Bhutan did experience such a situation in the last few decades. With 50% of all commerce, India is Bhutan's most significant trading partner and primary export market. India is an important foreign investor in the nation. Bhutan also exports over 70% of the energy it produces to India, which is associated with the country's development and the expansion of its hydropower industry. The linkage of Bhutan's Ngultram currency with the Indian rupee since 1974 has been a critical element facilitating its imports from India. This serves as both an anchor for the nation's economic strategy and a vital buffer from the volatility of the global currency market. Growing reliance on China for import requirements could expose the nation to the whims of an erratic global currency and commodity market. Long-term, the scenario becomes more complicated due to numerous instances of China intentionally surrounding smaller nations by increasing their reliance on it for commerce, investment, and credit. Bhutan has to cut back on low-quality Chinese imports that are destroying the country's economy. Implementing the Chinese occupation tax on all commodities coming from China and India to decrease these imports and protect Bhutan's borders from Chinese intrusion.